Okay, so Harbhajan Singh apparently will be nominated to Parliament by AAP in Punjab. What does that mean? More and more cricketers are going to Parliament from various parties. So the 11th team in the IPL will be the Rajya Sabha. Call the week that wasn't. Okay, so is COVID receding or is it increasing? Well, folks, it's all perspective. If you're in Norway, there's COVID still around, but back in Ukraine, bigger problems here. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, in a speech supporting the saffronization of our education system, said that the colonial imposition of English education has hurt India. Funnily, I think he said all that in English, but just kidding. Maybe not, just kidding. Japan is investing almost 42 billion in India over the next 5 years. Wow. This is either a real act of altruism or Japan thinks India is the new Switzerland. Safe place to park your money and just come and go. Golf. Great news for Punjab. This is really great news. 8 of the 10 MLAs in Punjab's cabinet are first-timers. This is great news. Why? Because politics is the one place where the more experience you have, the worse your performance is. Check. You check karna. Auntie, you check kar. You check yourself and tell me. Just look at the experienced ones. By the way, Russia called. They want their planes back. Not for holidaying, you idiot. Some guy, Matosh. Great news for Mumbai. Actually, good and bad news. The good news first. BST is selling 185 of their 5-year-old buses. 185 buses will be off the road. Bad news, if they're being sold, they'll still be on the streets because some other new owner will have them, but they'll still be there. So what's the point then? They're just changing owner. Actually, COVID cases are rising in Germany, Italy, Austria, Australia, South Korea, and Japan. Your question, what about Russia? Well, Russia doesn't tell us anything. Yep, Russia doesn't tell us anything about anything. Nobody knows why he went into Ukraine. Nobody knows. It's like, shh, don't talk. However, in Maharashtra and Mumbai, cases are at an all-time low, lowest in 2 years. Sadly, traffic is back, highest in 2 years. So which one is worse, COVID or traffic? COVID, traffic, COVID, traffic. Tough decisions, yaar. How about this? I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I'm going to just take it on, okay, folks? Let's make it what I call a triple LC, LLLC, a limited liability lockdown company. You see, every month for 3 days, just to empty the streets a little, give us some breathing space, make India great again, we have a small lockdown. Just going that way a little bit in my head, thinking it's 3-4 din ki baat hai. Just keep it for a little while and we'll just, feel better and then go back to normal life. Lots more coming up, but first, the headlines. Trouble mounts for Imran Khan. Update from UP after election. And news from Russian TV. Before we go into our top story, I have to confess something. I am a male. No, I have to confess something even more important. I had a fight with the wife. Actually, let me explain why. She decided to go for a swim to Goa. Some swimathon is going on there right now as we speak. I only said because it's been a bad economy for 2 years, why don't you swim to Goa? I mean, it's hypocrisy, right? They want to swim. Why don't they swim there? Why do they go there and swim by plane? Who's paying for all that? That's right, this channel. This poor channel. All right, let's move to our top story. What's happening in our neighboring country? Not Nepal, Pakistan. So what is happening there? Imran Khan's government is going to topple. Is there a vote of no confidence just round the corner? And also, why is he praising India's foreign policy? And why does he look so great in sunglasses? No. I used to be a fanboy. I don't know why I'm... This is Deshdrohi. Shut your mouth and say nice things. Sorry about that, folks. Let's move on. So to find out what's happening in Pakistan, let's meet a journalist par excellence, Hassan Sadat Manlo. Mind you, Manlo. He's the editor of Dusk newspaper, D-U-S-K, Dusk. Hello, sir.
Salam. How are you? By the way, इत्तफाकन पूछ रहा हूँ. Do you know शाहरुख खान?
Why?
आप देखिए एक फोटो की दरख्वास्त थी. चलिए ठीक है. इत्तफाकन पूछ रहा हूँ. विराट कोहली को जानते हैं आप?
विराट कोहली, not personally, no.
जनाब, you should network more. I thought हिंदुस्तान वाली मीडिया सब आपस में कनेक्टेड है. आपस में एक दूसरे को ताल्लुकात रखने चाहिए.
Right. Sadly, all are except me. The rest are very well connected.
Lol. One more charity show. तो पूछिए क्या पूछना है आपको, क्या आपके सवालात हैं?
Imran Khan's statement first that he admires India's foreign policy. Tell me about that.
Yes, he admires India's foreign policy towards Russia, not foreign policy towards Pakistan. Don't mix it up. By the way, इत्तफाकन पूछ रहा हूँ, आपके वहाँ भी तो एक जनाब थे इमरान खान, वो कहाँ गायब हो गए?
वो मेरा इमरान खान नहीं है, हाँ? I don't keep tab on Bollywood actors, frankly. Actresses sometimes. But why did your Imran praise India?
New strategy. Old strategy was not working.
Really? Go on.
Gee, old strategy was just to disagree with India. If India said black, we replied white. Demonetization के बाद वो भी बंद हो गया. By the way, इत्तफाकन पूछ रहा हूँ, do you know Deepika?
Wow. Fast thinking. No, I don't, frankly, and she doesn't know me either. So the new strategy is to agree with India. Is that what you're saying?
Let's try. मतलब try करके देखते हैं.
Okay. Moving on then. Moving on to the vote of no confidence against Imran. Now, the speaker is constantly and consistently stalling this. So is he a puppet of Imran Khan?
Not puppet.
Then?
पपेट से कम क्या होता है? हाँ, वो जो आपकी कार में लगा रहता है छोटा सा जिसकी मुंडी हिलती है, this sometime this. और पाकिस्तान में तो मैं आपको बताऊं एकदम हर समय हिलती रहती है क्योंकि हमारी सड़कों की हालत इतनी खराब है. It's like constantly.
But is this making a mockery of democracy, sir?
Oh, Janab, stop talking like an American. If you live in India or Pakistan, you know democracy is a mockery.
What are you saying?
In our culture, democracy is a reality show. We have judges, we have contestants, we have public, but everything is so decided beforehand, na? बाकी सब acting है.
Wow, बाकी सब acting ही है. अच्छा, I see.
What do you see? आपको acting के बारे में क्या मालूमात है? कुछ भी नहीं. आपको कोई लेना देना नहीं है.
Acha, thanks for that, sir. But is the Imran Khan government about to fall, yes or no?
That's not decided by Pakistan Parliament.
Not by the Pakistan Parliament, then?
It is decided by China and Russia.
I should have, yes. That's exactly unbelievable, but yes.
अच्छा, इत्तफाकन पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या आप कपिल शर्मा को जानते हैं?
बिल्कुल नहीं.
रोहित शर्मा? जसप्रीत बुमराह? अमिताभ बच्चन?
No and no.
Not even Kangana?
Not even Kangana.
So, भाईजान, who do you know?
I know, there's this one guy. देखिए, if you show the picture here, producer, take a look. Shri Kunal Vijayakar.
ओहो, आपने जायका खराब कर दिया मुंह का. क्या भद्दी चीज दिखा दी एकदम. Brother, I'm asking about famous celebrities, not model in weight loss advertisement.
Right. इतना weight loss भी नहीं हुआ. कामयाबी की बात नहीं है इसमें. I mean, let's be honest. 1-2 किलो, 100 किलो से 100 किलो गया तो क्या गिन के बताओ? It's not much.
देखिए, whatever it is, but आंखों के लिए बहुत दुरुस्त नहीं है. ये आंखों को तकलीफ होती है ये सब देख के. कृपया ये प्लीज आप मत दिखाया कीजिए. ये सब जहन में बैठ जाता है. अब मैं पूरे रात खा नहीं पाऊंगा आज.
Anyway, after the swearing in, some changes have been made in UP. For one thing, the statue cleaning budget for Mayawati statues, which was huge in the old days, has been cut by 50%. Let's meet cleaner in charge. He's very upset, he's anxious, he's worried, he's tense. Sangram Singh. Sangram Singh, namaste. What happened?
They are destroying our livelihood.
Really, I see.
जी बिल्कुल. Thousands of statues need to be cleaned. But now in summer they gather more dust. धूल इतना खा रहा है. It is the worst time to cut our budget.
But then, can you tell us what your list of expenses are? This budget that you need just for cleaning, which I don't understand.
भाई, we need duster, sponge, bucket with water, then minimum 3 people to clean.
Hang on. You're saying 3 people minimum to clean?
Yes, 2 to clean.
And the third?
और जो तीसरा है to hold the statue.
But it's already...
उसको पकड़ के रखना पड़ता है ना.
Multiplied by thousands of statues, what you're saying is it's a huge...
Yes, and plus recurring expenses.
Recurring such as?
Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea.
Pura din, whole day to clean the statue.
What to do? They are big statues.
So what's the plan now then? I mean, how will you survive? How will you adapt going forward? What are you going to do?
Luckily, we have figured out the way.
I hope so, for your sake and for the lobby's sake. Go on, what is the way?
So, we will sell 50% of the statue and use that money to clean 50% that are left.
Acha, I see.
So, dinner might be tough, but rest we should be able to manage.
My only question is, who will you sell it to?
Buy this statue, ये आप बहुत कठिन सवाल पूछ लिए. म्यूजियम काहे खरीदेगा? म्यूजियम नहीं खरीदेगा. कौन खरीदेगा फिर? ये बहुत कठिन सवाल पूछ लिया आपने. पूरा तंबाकू में मजा खराब हो गया.
Market demand की बात है ना. Economics is about supply and demand. I mean, is there a market out there? Will somebody be interested? Be very careful. Go to Goa and do a swimathon. That's one way to feel better about your life. But somebody has to pay for the flight. Remember that. All right, folks, now some really bad news, or rather tragic news. See, I don't want to sit and gloat for the winner and look down on the loser. Politics is like sports. You win, you lose, you come back and fight another day. But what happens to people when they have an abysmal performance? And it was abysmal. One seat. Yes, just one seat for Mayawati ji. What happened to her? Where does she go from here? I don't know, but a lot of self-introspection, looking inwards has happened, and we caught some candid moments which may or may not be her. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Here it is.
Goodbye home, Jean. Though I never knew you at all, you had the race to hold yourself, but those around you crawl. They crawled out of the woodwork and they whispered into your brain. They set you on the treadmill and they made you change your name. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. And I would have liked to know you, but I was just a kid. Your candle burned out long before your legend ever did.
Yes, again, I'm pointing out from a legal point of view that we don't know who that is, may or may not be the celebrated one-time great politician. Just want to tell you that everybody goes through bad times, you know, not just the whole world because of pandemic and war, but also politicians. They are also human beings. Feel for them. But from bad news, I want to give you worse news, because the podcast I do called Cyrus Says now has completed 900 webisodes. 900, ladies and gentlemen, that's more than Seinfeld. And look where they reached. Anyway, listen to me. Just like the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscars, the Golden Globes, in the podcast industry, it's a new industry, the biggest award, I kid you not, I swear by God, is called the Matosh. That's true. In fact, I've just been informed that the Matosh Award for 2022 goes to Cyrus Broacha. Why are you here? I want the trophy. It's supposed to be a trophy.
No, it's me.
You're the trophy?
Yeah. You keep me, na?
I don't want to keep you. I don't want this. What will I do with this? I want my wife back.
I am
Tell
the
her to swim back
trophy.
from Goa. Don't talk now. I'm under a lot of pressure. You're
You
sitting
got
on my
me,
lap.
na?
I've
I'm
just
the
eaten
trophy.
breakfast, please. And you're very heavy, yaar. Please, tu side पे जाना, please. God. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. किसी और को चाहिए, तो please write in to us. We're taking a quick break. For God's sake. Matosh, why? What
I
have I
am the
done?
trophy. You
Some
get
past
me.
karma की बात है, obviously. It doesn't make any sense. I've not done anything so bad. to
At
deserve
least you
this.
took me to
Get
home.
off my lap! Sorry, folks, just before the break, I won the Matosh, which of course has upset everybody, because my family says we can't have another human being. We may keep plants going forward, but we can't. So I've returned the Matosh, waiting for some other award. Let's move on with our so-called show. United States President, नाम क्या है? Joe Biden, जो भी है, Biden. The United States President has chosen a person of Indian origin as the US ambassador to Morocco. Later, he was informed that Moroccans and Indians were different people. It's all lies. He's a lovely guy. A 22-year-old man who sexually harassed a girl by biting, get this, biting the teenager's cheek, Well, he's been given 3 years rigorous imprisonment. The sentence was given because if your cheek is being bitten, it is very difficult to turn the other cheek. The whole point of the exercise is wasted. So don't do that, please. The BMC announced Mumbai's coastal roads will be ready by November 2023. Meanwhile, Mumbai's normal roads, tentative date is 2159 or 2177, but they're saying, by God swear, definitely 2200. Fingers, legs, other organs crossed. Lakshya Sen made India proud by reaching the All-England final last Sunday. Sadly, he lost to Victor Axelsen in the final game. In fact, he was beaten quite badly, but he played really well till then. But for both finalists, they had achieved their intended goal, which is keeping the Chinese out and possibly migrating to UK. All right, Sanjay KP. This is a great heartwarming piece of news I want to share with everyone. Sanjay KP is a postman in Bengaluru and he bagged the second rank in the Bengaluru University BA exam. Second rank while working by day as a postman and studying by night. Well done, Sanjay. Well done. When asked if he would give up his postman job now, Sanjay said, matter what? In this economy? That's why we do this work for very little money. Nobody gives up. It's like Sarkari Naukri. You don't give it up. You keep it. You keep your seat. All right. There seems to be no immediate end to the Russian war in the Ukraine. We don't have good news. We also hear that journalists are being controlled, silenced, and even driven out. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is sort of blocked. And the mere mention of the word war can now land journalists in prison for up to 15 years. In Australia, they were cricketers, and look what's happening here. Let's go straight to a Russian news channel and see what's happening on the news. This is obviously live and obviously authentic. I mean, I don't need to prove that to you.
Good morning, and this is news from Russia, Ukraine, and other Russian countries. The streets are quiet and calm in the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, and there is peace and tranquility everywhere.
What? Calm.
It is also an ordinary day in Kharkiv, ordinary, uneventful.
Ordinary day.
In other parts of Ukraine, part of Russia, there is celebration as Ukrainians are welcoming Russian soldier with open arm. Lots of love.
I don't believe this.
Also, ex-Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has resigned from his post and is gone back to his career as stand-up comic. Here is some footage of him doing his stand-up comedy.
13 днів тому це питання ще могло прозвучати про Україну. Але зараз вже ні.
Sorry, but you look a little familiar.
In other news, Visa, MasterCard have stopped operating in Russia. That is because Russia is environmentally conscious country and has decided to ban all credit card and other similar plastic.
But I have a question. How are you going to function without Visa or MasterCard?
Our president, the great Vladimir Putin, doesn't think that they are important.
Putin doesn't think that a credit card is important?
Not at all.
How come?
Because he has never had to pay a single bill in his whole life.
That's a lot like me. Yeah? In that case, we are close. I mean, I was telling my wife to swim, remember? We have also heard that McDonald's and Starbucks are shutting shop in Russia.
We in Russia are against the Starbucks and the McDonald's.
No, but why would you be against McDonald's?
We want to make sure that no Russian or Ukrainian, which is also Russian, ever has a happy meal in his life.
That's right. And fries mean something altogether different when a war's going on.
What?
Sorry, but you look a little familiar.
Yes, we met few weeks ago. Remember, I am Igor.
But don't you work for the government?
Yes, I work for government. And since all private channel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tinder, sorry, not Tinder, is banned. The government of Russia has decided to take over this channel and launch their own other leading news channels.
Which news channels have you launched though?
We have launched our own version of CNN,
CNN?
Communist News Network. We have also launched a new other channel called the BBC,
BBC?
the Bogus Broadcasting Corporation. And finally, a brand new news channel owned by government called PTV.
PTV? That's a Pakistan television network.
No, that is Putin Television Network. It will be a free democratic channel because media freedom directly strengthens democracy and human rights is a foundation of societal development. Correct? Correct?
Hold on, one sec, one
Yes,
sec.
yes, what?
Then who is your editor-in-chief?
Vladimir Putin, the Great.
Oh, there's no news. Okay, just like our show. I see, I see.
Is that okay? Permission granted to say? Okay, good, good.
Anyway, as we end this show, time for some more domestic conversation that I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. We had returned the Matosh. It was not a trophy, it was a human being called Matosh, and I felt it was wrong. But now I would like to ask for it back. Because I've just been told by my mom that the Saaf Safai lady is not there for 2 weeks, she's unwell. So I don't know, maybe I can use this human trophy for the right thing, if you know what I mean. Doing without paying. Just like the old days, when the rich had everything and the poor had nothing in India. Oh, that's not changed. Oh, damn, yaar. Pehla kyun nahi bataya, yaar? I look like an idiot telling this story again from the beginning. Let's go.
एक बार पढ़ लीजिएगा।
Which is next country? Poland?
लगता है कि बहुत रिहर्सल किया।
मेरे ख्याल से इसको अब टेप कर लेना चाहिए इससे पहले कि देर हो जाए और चला जाए कैरेक्टर।
ठीक है।
One take. अरे क्या सब लोग ताली दे रहे हैं उधर।